Welcome back to Frontline Eurosports Online. Your host Nate Jennings has 2019 day all day today. Next is our F850GS. This is the light white, what I would consider their motor rod, red, white, and blue paint scheme. It's going to be a premium model, and we're going to go through all the amazing changes as this is a new motorcycle. So for 19 with the F850, not only did we bump up to an 852, we got up to 90 horsepower, 63 foot-pounds of torque. We gained a little bit of weight. We're on a full wet weight of 504, but wait until you hear everything that comes with that extra 30 pounds there. From 467 was their last previous weight. Now we're going to have LED headlights, navigation preparation, TFT windscreens, keyless ride, gear shift assist pro on this machine, ride mode selection, heated grips, electronic suspension for the rear shock that's been updated. We also have cruise control on their middleweight class now. So the F850 and 750s are featuring cruise control. The new parallel twin, the new frame I was discussing, still a chain-driven power plant, but we have a completely new canister and new note for this motorcycle in 2019 as well. So let's go and do a little walk around this motorcycle, and then next we'll get into the new TFT and show you what it's all about. So here we go through the instrumentation. Starting on the far right, we've got our ride-by-wire throttle, our adjustable front brake, leading to our brake overflow reservoir with a steel braided brake line. Top side, we're going to have our heated grips. We're going to have our mode selection, which we'll now demonstrate. You have 3, 2, 1, and off. Mode selection, we're going to go from rain, road, dynamic, and enduro. So rain, road, dynamic, enduro pro. As we move across, we're going to see our keyless ride system. So we now have a key fob we keep in our pocket and just hit an ignition button. We have keyless fuel entry, our navigation preparation, our new TFT display that you were witnessing there with our big beautiful bar graph tachometer, easy to read display for speedometer, and easy to read gear indicator. We have temperature, timepiece, mode selection, if our plug is in or not, and our upper board computer. I'm going to show you how to finagle with that later. We have our same switch cube set up as the 1200GS, so we're going to have a constant high beam with a trigger switch or intermittent flash. We have our cruise control with just sliding that lever over and be able to finagle through that with our multi-function controller right here, but that does even more, so let's go on and get into that in a second. ABS and traction control. Can't really modulate these guys while the bike is not on all the way, but I can show you quickly. We can turn off our traction control. We can turn off our ABS and traction control. Just turn off our ABS or have them both on, which is the way the bike will come on every single time you turn it on. Below that, our suspension. We have single and an engine off is what I was talking about, some of the functions not being able to work for us on this button. But single and single with gear and all that good jazz. And then we're also going to have road or dynamic damping values. And that is in the bottom of our left switch cube right here. Below that, we got our turn signals and horn, normal location for that. So we got our menu button first. Anytime you see that little down chute right there, that's matching our left switch cube. We tap down, it takes us into our My Vehicle. Now we can use the multifunction controller and go over, or we can use My Vehicle and go down into my vehicle with the left switch cube here. Let's go down into the vehicle. Brings up my vehicle first, where you got warning fault messages, which we have low fuel right now, where we just put a battery in the bike. We have our engine temperature, we have our tire pressure front and rear, our battery voltage, our run tell empty. We can hit the multifunction controller over and go to board computer reading 1, board computer reading 2, tire pressure, and service requirements. Check control messages is our last message board there. I'm going to quickly go out and back to the next menu by hitting the up arrow here. We're going to slide over. Navigation's not active right now as we don't have our phone or any navigation hooked up to it. Media, telephone, we just need to hook our Bluetooth up to it. Let me show you how to do that. We'll go into settings. We have vehicle settings that we play with our RDC, which is our tire pressure monitoring system. We're going to have our system settings, which is going in for date, time, language, and time format, pretty self-explanatory, and our connections, mobile device, helmets, all that good stuff can be connected here. So we just pair a new device. Next we have our display. This is an important one. This is getting our personal preferences set. We have our brightness of the screen and status line content. So if we go in there, I'm going to have my fuel tank, I want to have an odometer, I just want 1 trip meter, I want 1 consumption average, I want 1 riding time, I want 1 brake, my average speed, tire pressure monitoring system. I put just one of each so we can do a little bit quicker review here in a hot second when we get back into that. So we got that set up. Information, don't need to worry about that. This is a bunch of licensing info. And we'll back up. Now, if we look at the top board, I can use my up menu to quickly go through my fuel bar, my odometer, my trip 1 or 2, my average fuel 1 and 2, my run time, my brake time, my average miles per hour, my tire pressure monitoring system, and back to range and fuel tank meters. So we can quickly go through with the up button on the left-hand side. So now we've gone through this motorcycle, except for some things, like when we add a Nav6 to this machine, we'll have one other option, which is holding the up button up to switch from our TFT display to our navigation display. And you'll probably see that in a delivery video coming up very soon for us here at Frontline Eurosports. Let's take a quick step back. We're going to check out the bike, and I think we have a special guest today. So today we have a special guest. The dealer principal, Mr. Hugh Huff, is going to jump on this 850 and give her a little start. So we can get a sound clip of what the new F850 852 90 horsepower power plant does for you and me from the new BMW F850GS. So thanks for watching here. Enjoy the sound clip. We'll see you in the next video.
Nate, what? Whoa, it's the new 850. You guys started yet?
Not yet. We're waiting for you, Hugh.
Is there a battery?
It's hot and ready.
Whoa, let's give it a shot.